may have heard this before. It is somewhat true that guys are easy. While men may not always express their feelings, they are aware of activities that turn them off, particularly when it comes to older women whom they have been dating or considering dating for a long time. And now for the truth. It is not your age. It has to do with the energy you exude, the habits you maintain, and how you behave. According to the study, older women are increasingly considered lovely and desired. According to an eHarmony research conducted in 2023, 34% of males aged 30 to 45 preferred dating older women because they were more mature, confident, and emotionally secure. But there is another side. Men tend to shy away from certain tendencies in women, even if they are otherwise excellent. Let us break it down. Today, we'll look at 5 things that older women do that men despise. And if you've ever wondered why a promising connection vanished so soon, you might discover the solution here. Number 1. Overcompensation with control. Let us discuss power. Many older women have had enough life experience to know what they want and what they will not accept. That is a strength. However, this is when things take a wrong turn. When that strength is channeled into micromanagement or emotional control, it frequently begins with good intentions. I just want to help him be better. Or, I know what works. I have done this before. However, from a man's perspective, it may feel as if he is being parented rather than partnered. In a 2022 Psychology Today article, relationship therapist Dr. Greg Moss discussed his meetings with males aged 35 to 50. One common complaint is, I feel like I'm constantly being corrected. Statements such as, you should wear this instead. You usually do that incorrectly. Let me handle everything for you. These aren't always intended to be condescending, but that's how they came across. Especially if the man is younger or has a less assertive personality. He begins to feel emasculated or ignored, and this is when distance comes in. What should I do instead? Ask inquiries rather than providing instructions. What do you think about trying this? Let go of the tiny stuff. A disorganized dishwasher will not ruin your relationship. Recognize the distinction between knowledge-based leadership and fear-based management. Remember that true power is not about always being correct. It's about knowing when to back down. Number 2. Talking excessively about former relationships. This one stings because it's usually inadvertent. Older women have lived longer lives, which implies they have greater interpersonal experience. That is normal. But the issue arises when those previous relationships become the dominating storyline in your talks. My ex used to do that. I learned never to trust after what happened with my last partner. Men always end up disappointing you in the end. From your perspective, you may believe you are only being honest or attempting to foster understanding. However, for a man, particularly one who is attempting to create something fresh with you, it can feel as if he is competing with your history. In a 2021 poll conducted by Modern Love Research Group, 48% of males aged 35 to 55 reported feeling emotionally neglected when women frequently brought up previous relationships during the early dating stages. They felt as if they were traveling through another person's emotional mess rather than creating something new. And let's be clear, it's not about hiding your background. It's not about living in it. So, how can you share without oversharing? Keep information about ex-partners to a minimum unless it is clearly relevant. Avoid using rhetoric that generalizes all men. Concentrate discussions on the present and future. If a man believes he is starting from a loss, or that he is simply the next in line, he will quickly detach, since no one likes to feel like a rebound, even if years have passed. Number 3. Assuming he should prove himself harder now that you're older. This one is modest but powerful. Many older women unintentionally expect men, particularly younger men, to work more to gain their attention, time, or respect. It manifests itself in the following ways: withholding comments or appreciation, testing his devotion or patience, and expecting him to chase without offering much in return. The explanation could go like this: I have lived. I've met my criteria. If he wants me, he needs to demonstrate it. While having standards is beneficial, they may become harmful when they become emotional gatekeepers. Real-life scenario. In a 2022 case study published in the Journal of Relationship Psychology, researchers observed 62 couples in whom the woman was at least 8 years older than the guy. One major pattern emerged. Relationships suffered when the older partner viewed the age difference as a source of power rather than a point of neutrality. Men in those studies frequently described feeling as if they were auditioning for a role rather than establishing a mutual relationship, and this mismatch destroys attraction quickly. What is the better approach? Age should be viewed as a distinction rather than a source of power. Recognize accomplishments rather than seeking perfection. Meet him in the middle, emotionally. Mutual desire equals mutual progress. The best relationships are based on mutual respect rather than imbalance. If you expect him to climb mountains while you sit with your arms crossed, don't be surprised if he returns. Number 4. Hyperindependence to the point of isolation. Independence is appealing, but what about hyperindependence? That is a wall. Older women frequently take satisfaction in being self-sufficient. Perhaps it stems from years of living life alone, raising children, juggling jobs, or recuperating from divorce. Yes, being able to hold your own is a strong trait. But sending the notion that you don't need anyone can make men feel irrelevant. In a 2023 Pew Research poll, more than 56% of males felt it was emotionally difficult to connect with women who continually denied their need for companionship, support, or shared experiences. It is not a matter of requiring a man financially. It entails being emotionally open to connection, collaboration, and trust. Hyperindependence is characterized by a refusal to ask for help, even in little ways. Making all decisions alone, especially in group situations. Sensitivity is rejected as a weakness. You could believe you're demonstrating strength, but he sees a castle without a door. What should be shifted? Allow him in, even if he's merely asking for assistance or support. Share both your successes and your failures. Allow for mutual connections rather than one-sided freedom. Men desire to feel useful, not in a desperate sense, but rather in the context of a shared life. If you're always repeating, "I've got this," don't be surprised if he quits coming around. Number 5. Disregarding modern dates or technology. Let's talk about attitudes, specifically the attitude some older women have regarding today's dating scene. Comments include, "Dating apps are a joke. Men today are simply weak. I don't play games. I am too old for this nonsense." While these may appear to be innocent attitudes, they frequently come out as dismissive, judgmental, or closed off. That results in a major turn-off. According to a 2022 Match.com survey, men aged 30 to 50 prefer partners who are open-minded and adaptive versus those who are set in their ways. Why? Because flexibility demonstrates emotional intelligence. It means you're still evolving, not simply coasting. When you publicly criticize the methods that most people currently use to connect, such as dating apps, texting, or social media, you convey a message that you are unwilling to adapt. Here's the result. He begins to feel judged for the way he dates or communicates. He believes you're comparing everything to how it used to be. He suspects you'll be critical of other aspects of his lifestyle. So what should you do instead? Be inquisitive, not cynical. Ask him about his experience. Accept technology as a tool and not a threat. Recognize that flexibility is the new sexiness. It's fine to have preferences, but turning off what's fresh might also shut out potential relationships. Continue to be open, stay present, and you might be shocked at how strongly men react to that energy. So let us recap. Men do not dislike older ladies. In truth, many men value older women's wisdom, stability, and presence. Control, prior fixation, power play, solitude, and cynicism are the attributes that turn them off the most. Each of these tendencies has a solution. Control evolves into teamwork. History becomes a source of healing. Power transforms into teamwork. Walls become windows. Critique becomes interest. When that shift occurs, true deep attraction emerges, not merely physical or romantic, but also mental resonance. If you've ever felt that males draw away for no apparent reason, it may not be your age. These habits may have crept in unknowingly. Take this as a chance rather than a blame game. Self-awareness is the most appealing characteristic you may possess at any age. And guess what? You may be the woman who embraces her age, loves openly, and connects profoundly without the baggage that drives men away. Give up the battle. Drop the past. Lead with confidence. Watch how males react.